Hey, simply K, simply K, simply K. Hello.
So, I think I'm gonna bring you guys with me today. I really want to record a video, but I don't know what to record.
Hello, guys. That's my jam. Seeing how this background moves. Is it giving you everything? Hello. Alright. Hello. It's Simply K, simply coming to you with another video. I have been away because I have been becoming a big girl and applying for jobs, a whole bunch of jobs and nurse residencies, and I'm tired. I'm balancing school, everything else I'm doing, and trying to find a job, and trying to pass, trying to just live my life, trying to have fun. It's crazy. So, speaking of jobs and applying for jobs, today's video is going to be about 10 reasons why you should get a job as a tech or a student nurse extern or a CNA while in nursing school or before you start nursing school, to see if maybe like nursing is what you want to do. So I wrote it down so I don't forget, and so that this video isn't super duper long because ain't nobody got time for that. Number 1, patient interaction skills. So yes, you can learn how to talk to a patient in class. Yes, you can read about it in a textbook, but until you're out on the floor and you're actually talking to patients, you're not going to have good patient interaction skills. So number 1 is definitely you will build communication, you will build listening skills, you will build therapeutic communication skills, you will build all types of communication skills just by having a job in the hospital. Number 2, you'll learn basic patient care skills. So nursing school does kind of teach you the gist of what you need to know, and like I'm trying to think, like vital signs. You'll do blood pressures on each other, and some schools are different, but like ours, we did like blood pressures, vital signs, temperatures, like everything that's in the vital sign range. But after that one class, we didn't really do anything else until clinical. So having a job would give you that opportunity to do it every day, especially if you work on a floor. Some places don't have the vital sign carts. You have to do manual blood pressures, and I think that's really good because you should know how to do a manual blood pressure anyway. So yeah, you just get to do vital signs, bed baths, make a bed. If you do get a job before you start clinicals, this is great, because then when you start clinicals, you don't have to be like, oh my god, I don't know how to make a bed, I don't want to look stupid in front of my friends, I don't want my instructor to think that I'm dumb. Like, we've all been there, and we still have those moments where we do look kind of like we don't know what we're talking about or don't know anything, but it happens. But doing what you can do to make sure that you can avoid as many situations like that as possible is good. So I would suggest you getting a job and learning how to do the basic patient care skills that you'll need for the rest of your life as a nurse. So number 3, exposure. It depends on what kind of position you get, but you're exposed to a lot. You're exposed to doctors coming in and doing rounds on the patient. You're exposed to respiratory therapists coming and giving the patients breathing treatments. PT coming in and getting the patient out of bed and seeing how they're moving and their range of motion is. You have a whole bunch of people coming in and out. Social work, case managers coming in and dealing with patients on that kind of level. So the exposure that you get from just being in a hospital is amazing. It's something that you won't be able to see too much at clinical. Like, you'll see them in and out, but if you work in a constant place, you'll see it all the time, especially on if you get a job as a tech. Sometimes you sit on one-to-ones, and I know I mentioned that before in other videos, and I'm telling you, like, the stuff that you see from just sitting in a room for 8 to 12 hours, you can get all the information you need about a patient. You can see how the doctors come in and assess and what questions they ask. It's very nice to just be in that environment. So exposure, like, you're exposed to seeing everything that they do. Even like I'm a visual learner, so seeing the nurse do everything to the patient, I remember that. Or I'll remember doctors coming in and doing this, and I remember when I look back on it. So definitely exposure. You get exposed to a lot that you will not get exposed to at clinical or just learning in general at school. Number 4, so there's different kind of positions you can go for. So you can do like a part-time, a full-time, which I would not suggest full-time unless you like to be tired all the time and not get sleep. So I do per diem for both my positions. And what's so great about that is per diem, you get to basically make your own schedule. So each of my jobs has like a certain amount of days you have to work and hours you have to get before the whole period's over. So I get to choose when I work. I get to choose the days, and one of my jobs is only 8 hours, and the other job I can do 8 or 12, but I choose to do 8s just because it's easier and I don't like being out all night, but I have done 12s. So you get to be flexible with your schedule, which is really great for being in school because you don't have a lot of time, especially in nursing school. You need to study, you're involved in other things, so definitely having a flexible schedule for work is amazing. And then if you float or your pool, you get pulled to different units, and it has its cons and its pros. But its cons for being in nursing school is you get to see which units you like and which units you don't like. So I was able to float on med-surg floors, surgical floors, ICUs, emergency department, psych. I saw everything that I did and didn't like, and I could be like, oh, nope, I don't want that. Nope, that wasn't for me. Some of the things that people say is like ICU nurses, like they stand a lot, like 11 out of the 12 hours, maybe more than that. ER, it's constant, it's fast paced. Some people get flustered in that kind of environment. Med-surg, I don't want to say a word that's like that. Patients need a lot more care, so they're ringing the bell. You might be doing bed baths, you might be, I don't know, adjusting them every so often. Like they need a lot more attention and care. And yeah, that's basically like my observations. And then psych is different, like it's a lockdown. Most of them are like lockdown units, they can't leave. So a lot of the patients will just be wandering around the hallways, or they'll be in the day rooms. So there's a lot of different environments, and you get to see how all the nurses act, and then even ask the nurses, like, what do you like about this unit? What do you not like about this unit? So you get a feel for where you would like to be in the future. So number 5, time management. My favorite thing in the whole entire world. If you watch my 18-minute video, God bless you, because I did not mean for it to be that long, but time management is key. So time management, my one job, I can get up to 17 patients by myself. So you need to know how to manage your time. You need to get your vitals done. You need to get the report to the nurses of the vitals if anything was off. You need to take input and output all day. So you need to see what your patients are eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you're there. You need to change beds. You need to help patients use the bathroom, help patients shower, wash up, take patients to test, do acu checks, do EKGs. You have to do so much as a tech. It's not even funny. So time management is key. Coming up with a system and finding out what works for you, it's lovely. So time management is key, and you'll learn how to manage your time and make a schedule that works for you, that you might be able to bring along with you as a nurse and use to make things easier. So number 6, build your confidence. I loved being a tech before I started clinical. So I actually started, I got a job my junior year. In junior year, you start clinicals. So I was being exposed to a whole bunch of stuff while my clinical was just in a nursing home. So when I got to clinicals that had that I was on like a hospital floor, med-surg, I kind of knew what I was doing a little bit. I was familiar with things. So it definitely builds your confidence, and then I'm open to learning other things since I already kind of have like a little foundation. So it definitely makes you not go in like, oh my god, I don't know anything, I don't want to hurt this patient, I don't want to say the wrong thing, I don't want the nurses to not like me because I don't know what I'm doing. Like, you just feel so much more confident. And now, since I have like 2 years underneath my belt as a tech at clinicals, I'm like, I feel like I'm at work. Like, I know what I'm doing, I do this. Like, clinical instructors don't have to tell me what to do, I'm already on it, because I'm so used to working and not having someone like watching me and behind me. Like, I know what to do when I'm given the task, and I do it and get it done. So it definitely builds your confidence. Number 7, so a really good thing, because as nurses you'll put in IVs. So my favorite thing is my other job, I was trained in a lab to do phlebotomy. So I know how to do lab draws, I know how to do blood cultures, and that's a very important thing. Like, if you could find a place that does that, go there, because sticking someone with a needle is the scariest thing. And like I've stuck like an 11-year-old boy, like children, and I'm like, why did you just let me do that to you? Like, it's very overwhelming and scary, but after you go through like the training, you realize that it's really mental and it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. So definitely find somewhere that you could get trained in phlebotomy, because then when you're a nurse, you have to put IV in someone. It's different, but at least you will build some kind of skill of just sticking someone with a needle. Like, you will be more comfortable. So number 8 is you get to do things like EKGs. You might be able to insert Foleys, take them out. Now they have like condom casts, and one of the other ones, like a vacuum thing for women. It like just sits there and sucks all of the pee. There's some interesting stuff, but you'll see stuff like that and learn how to use those and position those. And then bladder scans and emptying the Foley, stuff like that. So you'll get to learn like the little skills. And EKGs, you're gonna need to know how to do EKG. You're just gonna have to know how to do EKG. And once you find some, like every place should train you in that. So once you do EKGs, you'll be able to do them forever. And my one job, actually, we had to do a training day on that as well. And I think I did like 20 EKGs in 2 hours. So you definitely learn quickly, and it's not hard to do, but that's good to have as a skill. Number 9, so you get to learn from nurses, doctors, respiratory therapists, PT, every healthcare professional in the hospital, and a lot of them love students. Like, you will get some every once in a while that be like, why are you talking to me? Like, stop asking me questions. But some of them will be like, oh my god, you're a nursing student? Like, let me teach you everything that I know. But not like everything, but some of them are very like, this is this. Do you have any questions? Like, if I ask a question, I literally at one of my clinicals got like a 45-minute lesson from a nurse, and I'm like, thank you, because they don't break it down like that in school. So you definitely learn more, and just being in person and learning at clinical, I swear, is the best part of nursing school and the education, because the clinical experience is just, it's everything, and you don't forget it. Like, I write down everything and I keep it, and I just remember the days, because I really try to invest my time and just invest myself in clinical, because you're paying all this money for clinical and to learn and to get the experience that you will need to be a great nurse one day. So why not take advantage of it? You have all these resources, these nurses, these doctors that are willing to help you with stuff that they already know and they've been doing for years. So definitely what you learn is amazing working in a hospital. Or you could do nursing home, like anywhere. Just learning from people who are already doing the job. They can tell you like shortcuts, not like shortcuts like not do your job, but like things to make working in a hospital easier and not so stressful. Like just placing a chuck underneath a person or changing a person's position in the bed. Like little tricks that make your life easier and your back hurt less. Number 10, which is what I am most like adamant about now that I'm a senior and I realize its effects. So you get to build connections, and you get to build connections with your nurse managers, your supervisors, other nurses. Like, these are people who are going to see you work and see how much effort you put in, and they might be able to get you a job when you graduate. If it's not at the place that you're working at, they can give you recommendations and references, and you can meet nurses who work at other hospitals like per diem who have connections. Like, you never know who you're talking to. A patient could have connections and be like, you are wonderful, like, are you graduating? Like, you should apply here. Like, I know that, like, you never know where you're gonna have a connection. So definitely having a job in the hospital, you get to build connections with everyone. And it's basically like a walking resume and interview, like the entire time having a job, because if you show that you're a team player, you're hardworking, you're a fast learner, you can manage your time well, like you're showing them all of them good qualities, then they will look out for you. Like, I have seen it so many times on people getting other people jobs, so, or just putting in a word. So those are my top 10 reasons on why you should get a job as a tech CNA or student nurse extern. So if you have any questions, let me know down below. Stay tuned for more. It's your girl, okay? And you have a good day. Oh my gosh, that was so corny, but Bye guys. I'm a little rusty. Y'all like my hair though? Yes. All right, I gotta go study. Bye.